Hey, welcome back to the Big Rand Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, I really didn't think I'd start 2020 off with a possibility of looking at war. Those aren't the stories I wanted to bring here in 2020 on the Big Rand Show, but here I am. The other day, World War III was trending on Twitter. Why? Because the president, in his infinite wisdom, decided to take a provocative action of war. He attacked the leader of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, killing Osam Salmanani. If that is how you pronounce his name, I am not sure. I live in East Texas, give me a break. But he was killed Friday in Baghdad in a drone strike attack. The problem is, Iran wasn't posing an imminent threat to us, our troops, or anybody else. Now, the State Department put out a release saying that they were an imminent threat, and then Secretary Pompeo went on CNN and said that he wasn't an imminent threat. My problem isn't that we went after a man who was instrumental in killing and maiming a number of U.S. troops in the Iraq War. My problem is that he did it in order to cover himself, to distract from the fact that he had been impeached. It's something that Bill Clinton tried to do during his time. As they referred to it back then because of the movie that had recently come out, Wag the Dog. All it was a situation where Bill Clinton wanted to distract from the fact and delay the impeachment proceedings to have Congress talking about war. And Trump did the same thing. It was wrong then, it's wrong now. When is it going to get to the point that we, the people, rise up and say no more of this bullshit? No more sending poor men and women to die in rich men's wars. When are we going to rise up and say no more dying for other people's oil? When is it going to be enough that our young men and women in this country are coming back mentally messed up, physically messed up, and not being able to adjust to society because rich men keep sending young poor men and women to die? Now, the one thing is, I'm not saying that this guy, like I said, this guy's not a good guy. But to use him as a farce, to distract from the fact that you were impeached, to distract from your own wrongdoings? Screw that, Mr. Trump. The hell's your problem? These are the exact things you said you would not do as president. That you would not get us entangled in another war. You said yourself during the campaign that you would not get us entangled in another war. That's what other presidents do, not you. Well, guess what? You're doing it. 3 things that I took to heart. Even though I hated you as a candidate, I hate you as a president, and couldn't even stand you as a person because you're so damn shallow. There are 3 things that I took to heart that I thought maybe you would actually come through on. 1, not touching Medicare or Medicaid and leaving the poor and elderly alone. 2, you said you would drain the swamp by getting rid of all the negative people, all the bad people in Washington, D.C. All you did was refill it. You drained it of one swamp and replaced it with another. And be clear that a lot of those people that Donald Trump hired were people that Hillary Clinton was going to hire. People that I would not have agreed with if she was president either. And number 3, you said you would not get us entangled in another foreign war. That you were going to put America first. What happened? What happened to America first? What, you got impeached so our troops have to die for you now? The hell do you think you are, a king? You're not a king. You're a joke. A laughing stock. The whole world thinks you're a laughing stock. And taking out one bad guy with a drone strike isn't going to change that. You know, back before the 2012 election, what did you say, Mr. Trump? Yeah, that's right. You tweeted out that Obama was going to start a war so he'd get reelected in 2012. And then after 2012 and after all that mess with the Iran deal that they made to keep them from getting a nuclear weapon, which was actually a good deal until you pulled out of it, now you're actually doing it. You even tweeted that Obama would try to do it to save face as he left office. Donald Trump, you're a loser. You're born into wealth, and based on statistics, you didn't add much to that wealth. It's kind of pathetic. But people still support you for some reason. Maybe people will wake up now that you're sending their children to die. So fuck you, Mr. Trump. Fuck you and the little broom you rode in on. This has been The Big Ranch Show. I'll see you down the road.